Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Allison Beckford. I'm the founder of Signature Permitting Services. Before we begin, let me share a quick story with you. A couple months ago, I got a phone call from a young contractor by the name of Dave. He called me in a true panic. He had been trying to handle his own permitting for a commercial renovation project for the last couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks. And the building department of the jurisdiction that he was using rejected him 3 times. This was his 3rd rejection. And at the same time, he has a client, this client that he's trying to get this permit done for and do the work for, was threatening to cancel the contract and go a little bit further by seeking damages for the delays. Dave had already lost approximately 3 to 6 weeks and just over $12,000 in overhead costs while his crew lay and sat about idly. Excuse me. This story, however, is not unique. Every week, actually every couple of 3 days, I get phone calls from contractors who are literally drowning in permit problems that are costing them time, costing them money, and jeopardizing their professional reputation. Today, this presentation is going to share with you why not only is permitting so complex, but why it's so complex in the state of Florida, and how professional permitting services like my own can transform this nightmare into a competitive advantage for your particular contracting business. Now, this is going to be a little bit tedious, but I'm trying to make sure that you have not just some information, but all the information that you need in order to make an informed decision. This is to give you a little bit of a bird's eye view of what signature permitting is doing that is streamlining and is actually cutting edge as it relates to permitting in the state of Florida. At its core, permitting is the official approval process required before building, renovating, or modifying structures. But it's so much more than just paperwork. Now, think of construction permitting as the legal foundation of your project. Without it, everything you build is at risk, legally, financially, and structurally. It's like trying to build a house without a foundation. I know you can relate and understand that descriptive. The process ensures compliance with building codes, zoning laws, and safety standards that protect both you and the public. Common sense. It requires detailed plans and documentation that most contractors simply don't have the specialized knowledge to prepare correctly. Now, that's not a slight against you, that is just a fact. It's really best if you stick to your lane, improve your particular sphere of what you do, make sure you hire a professional to do your permitting, not just someone in your staff, or confuse what a permit runner versus a permit full service provider or even a permit expediter is. Make sure you're choosing the right individual for your task. What many contractors don't realize is that building without proper permits puts everything at risk, from facing hefty fines and work stoppages to potentially losing your contractor's license. Now, that's not fun either, now is it? I've seen contractors face fines of $1,000 per day for unpermitted work, and that doesn't even include the cost of tearing out and redoing that work in order for it to meet code, because what was done before was not within code compliance. Also, most importantly, permitting projects and permitting property protects your property value and ensures insurance coverage. So if something goes wrong in an unpermitted structure, insurance companies can and often do deny claims, leaving you personally liable. So the shortcut can totally be more of a long cut. Now, permitting versus permit running, and let me explain so you can understand the difference. There's a critical distinction that many contractors miss, the difference between comprehensive permitting services and simple permit running. Permit running is just a physical submission and follow-up of applications. It's like hiring someone to stand in line at the DMV for you. They are just a messenger. Please get that in your head. Personal permitting, on the other hand, is completely different. It is a complete permit management system, and in the case of signature permitting, mostly automated. We don't just submit your paperwork, we prepare it correctly from the start. We review it for code compliance, and we take responsibility for getting it approved. Now, let me give you a real life example. Michael is a residential contractor based in Tampa. He used a permit runner, paying them $75 per submission to process his applications. At least that's what he thought. His applications were rejected about 60 to 70% of the time, which ultimately cost him weeks of delays on each project. Now, I try not to say I told you so, but damn it, I told you so, because the shortcut is going to come back and bite you in the behind. It ultimately will. So in Michael's case, he switched to our services, and he literally almost had a coronary because his first time approval rate jumped to over 85%, if memory serves me right with the numbers. And he estimates that he's now saving about $5,000 per project in avoided delays. What is the difference? The difference is experience. The difference is knowledge. The difference is the professionalism that ties into the exclusivity of understanding the building permit process as it relates to this state, the state of Florida. And just so that you know, a lot of other jurisdictions nationwide are becoming close to Florida's building code practices. So, permit runners, most of them have a basic process knowledge, while most professional permitting services, if you can find them, have a deep code compliance, understanding, expertise. We know the codes inside and out. We understand the local amendments, and we have relationships with building departments across the state. We have been doing this for over 20 years. When I was active duty, I did this along with military logistics. Most importantly, with permit running, the contractor remains responsible for any errors or omissions. With professional permitting services such as signature permitting services, we assume that responsibility, giving you peace of mind and protection. One of the experience background subjects I have is independent paralegal practices, notary public. What do the two of those things have in common? We handle legal documentation habitually. So don't get caught up in the cheap. Get caught up in the right. Florida's strict building requirements are something that a lot of contractors complain about, but you have to adhere to. I don't care who you are. There's no way to avoid it. Florida does have some of the most stringent building codes in the nation, and that's for good reason, especially after Hurricane Andrew devastated South Florida in about 1992. It caused over 26 billion in damage, and that's a B. The state completely overhauled its building codes, and rightly so. Today, Florida's building code is particularly strict for hurricane resistance and wind mitigation. Buildings must withstand winds of 110 to 180 miles per hour depending on their location. That is the equivalent of a Category 3 to a Category 5 hurricane. In high velocity hurricane zones, wind-borne debris regions, which you can see highlighted on the map provided, impact resistant windows are a must. They are absolutely required. These aren't just nice to have features, these are mandatory, and the requirements are extremely specific. The structural integrity requirements are equally demanding, and with enhanced roof-to-wall connections, reinforced garage doors, and stronger foundations. These requirements are updated every 3 years, and trust me when I tell you they only get stricter with each revision. Climate change is real. What makes Florida especially challenging is that counties can adopt even stricter requirements than the state code, and they're within their rights to do so. Miami-Dade and Broward counties, for example, have additional requirements that go beyond the already strict FBC, Florida Building Code. And here's why this matters beyond Florida. As extreme weather events increase nationwide, many states are looking to Florida's rigorous building codes as the model. What's required in Florida today may well be required in other states tomorrow. Understanding how to navigate these complex requirements isn't just important for Florida contractors, it is becoming essential nationwide. So, understand that. Local work. The dangers now of DIY permitting, do it yourself. On the surface, I know this looks like it is a cheaper process. And when I come to you and I tell you what my subscription fees are and for what duration and what it covers, some of you will say, that's a lot. Well, ignorance will always cost more. Doing things on the cheap will always cost more. Doing things and then defending yourself by saying, I didn't know, ultimately can cost you your license and can cost you your reputation. So let me be blunt. Do it yourself or DIY permitting is one of the costliest mistakes a contractor can make, and I have seen it destroy businesses. The financial risks are substantial. Daily fines for unpermitted work can range from $500 to $1,000. And I've seen contractors rack up over $30,000 in fines before they even realize there's a problem. And those ranges, those prices, $500 to $1,000, are applicable daily. Some stop work orders can cause project delays, and the expense of reworking and demolition of non-compliant construction can be and have been devastating. In 2024, I worked with a contractor who had to tear out $45,000 worth of work because it didn't meet code requirements. And he did this before he came to me seeking my assistance in correcting it. All because he tried to handle the permitting himself and misinterpreted a critical code provision. The legal consequences are equally serious. You face liabilities for your injuries or damages that can and will occur in unpermitted structures. Insurance companies routinely deny claims for unpermitted work, and selling properties with permit violations will become extremely difficult. I've seen that happen too, and I've seen it happen with churches. Your professional reputation is also at stake. Building departments remember contractors who try to cut corners. and clients share their experiences widely. They will tell everyone. I have seen contractors lose their licenses over repeated permit violations. Look at the contrast in this image. On the left, you see the stress, rejection, and chaos of DIY permitting. On the right, the confidence, approval, and organization that comes with professional permitting services. Now you tell me, which side would you rather be on? I'll wait. Our solution here at Signature Permitting Services is proprietary information. So when you sign an agreement with us, in that agreement, you will have a non-disclosure document. And that document you will sign, because the way we do things and how we have integrated the system and changed it to be efficient, to be automatic, and to be systematic, no one else in the country is doing it. Why? Again, I reflect on my military experience. The thing I mastered was logistics. I know what works sequentially, methodologically, and systematically. So, let's talk about the solution. Our unlimited permitting subscription system is, and I'm going to say the number exactly as it is, $1,997 per month for the smallest agreement timeline, which is 12 months. This is what you pay every month, like clockwork, through our subscription link that you pay upon signing the agreement. That is non-negotiable. This isn't just another expense. It is an investment with a measurable return. Every single one of our clients consistently reports a return on investment of a minimum of 300 to 1,400% through avoided delays, penalties, and reworking the submittal process. With this subscription, you get unlimited permit submissions across all 67 Florida counties, no matter how many projects you're working on, no matter how complex. We handle everything for one flat monthly fee. You also get complete liability protection with our professional certification. We take responsibility for code compliance, so you don't have to worry about missing a critical requirement. Every single one of our architects, our civil engineers, and our building professionals are licensed and bonded. They know their work. We don't waste time. If something is going to take 48 hours for us to review it, sort it, and make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted, it's going to take 48 hours. There is no expediting at City of Orlando. I know the building official. There is no expediting at City of Orlando's building department. None. Why? Because they're a part of the largest county in the state, and there are one of the most busy building departments in the country. So, there are no expediting services at City of Orlando. Our clients experience 85% faster approvals than the industry average. Why? We tend to submit one time and correctly the first time. While typical contractors might wait 10 to 15 weeks for permit approval, our clients often receive approvals in 5 to 6 or 7 weeks, and that is business days, not weekends, not holidays, business days. As a veteran of the United States Army with military training as a transportation management coordinator, I bring my military precision with confidence to every aspect of the service we offer. The logistic skills I developed while active translate perfectly in navigating the complex permitting landscape. I came across a young commercial contractor in Orlando. His name is Daniel. He told me recently that switching to our service was like going from dial-up internet to fiber optic. His team used to spend about 20 to 47 hours per week dealing with permitting issues. Now they spend zero. We handle everything. They pay us to handle everything. And his projects start on time, every time. So if you are going to quibble about the cost that we charge for our subscription program, for submission, then you need to reassess and you need to rethink. How is construction changing nationwide? That's a strong question. The construction industry is undergoing really significant transformation nationwide, and is understanding these trends critical and crucial for your business success? I'd say yes. We're seeing regulatory convergence across states, with Florida's hurricane-resistant standards becoming a model for coastal regions nationwide. After Hurricane Sandy devastated New Jersey and New York, they adopted many of Florida's building code provisions. This trend is accelerating as climate change increases. The frequency and the intensity of extreme weather events is not going to stop. Permit costs and permit complexity are rising dramatically. Permit fees have increased by an average of 45% since 2022, and the application requirements are becoming increasingly technical and detailed. What used to be a simple one-page application may sometimes show up as a 20-page application with required supported documentation. Every single piece of paper that comes across any jurisdiction, any building official's office is looked upon as a legal document. The digital transformation is also changing how permits are processed. Building departments are adopting electrical plan review and virtual inspections, requiring contractors to adapt to new technologies. If you're still trying to submit paper plans, you are already behind the curve. And that is no joke. All of this is driving specialization in the industry. All of this is showing how growing complexities will not just aggravate contractors, but it will show up as contractors who need specialized expertise, which is why 87% of large builders now use professional permitting services. They don't do this crap in-house anymore. They recognize that trying to keep up with constantly changing codes and requirements is a full-time job. Our subscription service, $19.97 per month for 12 months, works out at being less than $100 a day. You can't pay an individual in your office to compete with what we have with experience, with relationships, and with capability, efficiency, and complexity understanding of not just one building department, but all 67 in the state of Florida. These trends are not going away. They are accelerating. The question isn't whether you need professional permitting help. The question is, when will you make the switch? We also have a community within the school platform. That community is added separately to your subscription. You are not mandatory in signing up for it, but it does provide a good space for shared information, for shared experience that is important. So, beyond our permitting services, we are also building a community of construction professionals to share knowledge and grow together, which is just as I said. Using the school platform, we have created a space where contractors can connect, learn, and problem solve collectively. Setting up our structure is the first step. We have created dedicated spaces for permit discussion, code updates, and project showcases. This organization makes it easy for members to find exactly what they need. We've also invited certain industry experts, including some building officials, experienced contractors, and believe it or not, permitting specialists. These experts provide invaluable insights that you cannot get anywhere else. Regular valuable content keeps the community engaged. We share permit guides, code interpretations, and of course, success stories. These exchanges help everyone navigate the permitting landscape more effectively. It also will foster engagement. Sometimes we even host live Q&A sessions. Sometimes we pose challenges, and we definitely are working on doing some recognition for programs. So these activities build relationships, and it will create a supportive network for you and for us as professionals. The benefit of this community approach is extremely substantial. You get a peer-to-peer problem solving, access to knowledge repositories, opportunities for business partnerships, and industry insights that give you a competitive edge. And quite frankly, it allows you to belong. One of our community members, her name is Sarah, is a residential contractor from Jacksonville. And she recently shared how advice from the community saved her from a potential $15,000 mistake. This was on a complex renovation project. The collective wisdom of the group helped her to identify a code issue before it became a problem. Our community works and our community helps. So consider joining. I believe the joining subscription, the subscription is of, I believe, $47 a month. We are currently accepting new clients, and we have carved out a number of how many new clients we're about to accept. And this is for our unlimited permitting subscription. This limit of 100 new contractors of multiple disciplines ensures that each client receives the personalized attention and exceptional service they deserve and we give. We're not going to do 101. We're not going to do 99. We're doing 100. The opportunity cost of continuing with DIY permitting or basic permit running is substantial. Every day you wait is another day of potential delays, rejections, and costly mistakes. Our services includes unlimited permit submissions for one flat monthly fee, 85% faster approval rates than the industry average, complete liability protection with our professional certification, and quite frankly, my military experience has to be factored in here too, because as a veteran-owned business and female-led team, no joke, we can't be beaten. I would like you to contact me directly at 850-778-3110 or use our long-standing email address, signaturepermitting@gmail.com. I want you to schedule your free consultation with me, and during this consultation, we'll review your current permit process. We will identify opportunities for improvement, and I will show you exactly how our services can benefit your specific business. Now, let me have you think about Dave from our first disclosure of experience. After he signed up with us, his next project permits were approved in just 10 days. He estimates he saved over $20,000 in that project alone, and his client was so impressed with the smooth process that they have already contracted him for 2 additional projects. Don't wait until permitting problems cost you time, money, and clients. I would like you to take some action today to secure your construction success. Give us a call, 850-778-3110. I do want to say at this time, thank you. I am happy to answer any questions you might have. Just email me at signaturepermitting@gmail.com. Let me know how I can be of service to you, and I thank you for your time. Again, my name is Allison Beckford with Signature Permitting Services. It starts with us.